guys, welcome back. It's Jen with a Happy Humble Home, and it's Friday, so that means that today is time for our weekly update. But before we go ahead and jump into the flashback for this week, don't forget to click subscribe and ring that bell, and let's flash back to this past week. We have got our yard saw. We've been out here for, I guess, 3 hours now or so it's going pretty well, but we've got some stuff sold, which is perfect because that means that one less thing that I have to worry about. But that's what we're up to today. All right, hey guys, so today I am making up 2 different types of sourdough discard dough because I have a lot of discard left. So this dough right here that I have in my hand is I'm doing a cinnamon sugar cracker. I've got the first batch in the oven, so this is the rest of my dough for the second batch. We'll see how it turns out. I've never tried the cinnamon sugar cracker, and I've kind of took my recipe that I use for the rosemary or like herb sourdough crackers that I really like, but I'm typically the family might eat a little bit of them, but mostly it's just something that I like. So I decided to try to add a little bit to that dough, tweak it just a little bit to make it more of a sweet dough, and use a cinnamon sugar topping on it. So we'll find out if it is kid approved and family approved. Then I will put that link in the recipe for this description. In the description for this recipe. And there's one kid. This other dough here that I'm getting ready to do is a tortilla shell. So, and again, this is all sourdough discard. So let's get to making up some tortilla shells. And then a scraper floor, so I just use a really sharp knife and do that instead. So let's get to making up some dough.
I know how to
stop. Y'all can help you.
You know how
so you just take a little bit.
cut.
So I just wanted to take a minute and show you where I get my elderberry from. This is my FarmHouse teas. I am not sponsored, I just really like FarmHouse teas. They are who I use for my elderberry tinctures that I make for my family. I don't make the elderberry syrup just because the tinctures last longer for the amount that we're going to use elderberry. So I was running low on the sickness that we had. We was using elderberry tincture, so I'm kind of running low on that, and I needed to get some more elderberry. So I thought I would show y'all how they have packaged this. I've already opened it and it's so cool. I love to share it. So I'm going to turn y'all around here so you can see what is in this FarmHouse tea box. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and open up this box and show y'all what we have inside. Okay, so first up, I love getting all these little samples because that's just awesome. So this is a FarmHouse tea Pucker Up pink lemonade, and of course, like with all their stuff, it does show you all the ingredients on it, which I absolutely love. And we're excited to try that. And calendula seeds, I'm really happy about this because the flowers that are growing so well in my front flower bed are actually calendula. So I'm really excited to have more seeds, and I love that they're heirloom seeds. And then right here, like, these seeds started our business read how here, so that's really cool. That's a really interesting read to go check out. And then we also have, since it is FarmHouse teas, they give you a little single sampler. This particular one is the chocolate connotation, not coffee herbal tea, and once again you can see all the ingredients there. There's another tea sample, and this one is harvest berry. I'm really excited that this one has hibiscus in it because I don't think I've tried anything that has hibiscus, but I do love rose hips, so I'm really excited about that one too. So I will definitely let y'all know when I try these what I think about them. And then you also get, in this particular one, I got two different recipe cards, and then of course it gives the end and their journey on the beginning. Now here is what I actually ordered from them. Oh yes, and I forgot that they also do these earn free tea and herbs, and it tells you how you can earn free tea and herbs, which I will definitely be looking into that. And then here is what I actually ordered from FarmHouse tea that I really like, these organic elderberries. And like I said, this is what I use. This is the product that I use in my tinctures. And alright guys, so that is what was in this FarmHouse tea box. Like I said, I really like using them for our dried elderberries that I use in our tinctures. Also, if y'all have used FarmHouse teas, I would love to hear what product or products that you love from them, so leave that down in the comment section below. And like I said, non-sponsored. Hey guys, so I'm out here today going ahead and gathering some of our herbs so that way I can add them, get them to drying in there, so that way I can have our dried herb storage. So as you can see, my sage over there started, my mint has definitely exploded from just the two little bushes that I had. And in this far corner over there, that little patch of green up there, I'll show you in a minute, is my lemon balm that has started to come in. So I'm excited about that because the lemon balm was from seed, my sage, and then I only had two very small plants that's now become a lot more than that. So we're gonna get out here and harvest some of my herbs, and I'll talk a little bit more about what has or hasn't grown since it's been a little while since I've showed y'all what we have going on in these front beds here. This is my lemon balm. It's not very much still, it's just got like a little patch. I have a couple little stragglers out here, but yeah, I have a couple little stragglers out there and back here somewhere, but it's kind of all just right here in this little area. So I'm not gonna harvest anything off of it yet, just because that way I can let it kind of get a little bit bigger before I start harvesting. And yes, I know that once you harvest off of it, that'll help it explode, which is what happened with these, which is what I'm wanting. So I know that mint's very invasive. That's why I have a bed this size, and it can just kind of pretty much do what it wants with it, and same way with the sage and all. So I have it planned out for a reason like this. And right now it's doing beautifully, so I'm just gonna kind of let it grow a little bit more before I start harvesting that and get a little bit bigger. But let's go back here to my other ones. Here we have some thyme that I'm going to be harvesting off of as well. You can tell this plant's a lot bigger than my second plant, but they're both doing really well. So we're just gonna take a little bit off both of these. Okay, and then back here, this is my Cuban oregano that I haven't harvested anything off of this yet, but I think right now I'm just gonna take maybe 1 or 2 leaves because it has grown quite a bit just since I've put it in the ground, and just to encourage it to grow more. And I can see where new growth is coming as well, so we're just gonna harvest a little bit off of it to see if that'll help promote it to grow even further. And this is my large leaf basil as well. I'm trying to make sure I keep an eye on it so it doesn't flower, and it hasn't started to flower yet, so we're just gonna keep keeping an eye on it and harvesting off some basil leaves. Okay guys, since we have my little bowl of like oregano, mint, thyme, sage, and peppermint here, I will take these and get these all washed off and cleaned up for drying purposes. And like I said, probably need to trim that one down just a little bit more. Angela, it's blooming. I'm really happy about that. I have 2 that's opened up so far, and there's about 15 others that haven't quite opened up yet. All right guys, so we're just gonna go ahead and get all this dirt washed off these real quick, and while we're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and talk about how this week has gone here on Happy Humble Home. As you've seen earlier in the week, I was trying to do like a sweet sourdough cracker with my discard, and sweet crackers, they didn't turn out bad, but it's probably not necessarily something that I would make again. Yeah, they really didn't turn out not like I was hoping for, so I still need to practice around with that recipe and perfect that recipe a little bit more. So I'm not gonna put that recipe in the description box. The tortilla shells though, I will put that recipe in the description box. The recipe that I followed for that, I found off of Pinterest, I think it was, so I will leave that in the description box for you. And then the reason I wanted to get out there today and get some of these herbs harvested was because it'll be a few days before I can get back out there, because we have our hiking trip that will be coming up soon. So be sure to keep an eye out for that video. They'll be coming in the next couple weeks. So we will be out of pocket with that for a few days. Summer's been going, it's been going well. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Haven't started looking at school stuff just yet, because again, we're just kind of a couple weeks into summer, so I'm kind of getting that one in stride. Make sure, like I said before, if y'all have ever used that FarmHouse teas, I would love to know what products you have used from them, so be sure to let me know on that. And then also, when I dry my herbs, I typically just hang them up like this. I can show you how I have, like above my sink, I have like a little hanging thing with mugs on it. So this is some basil that I have dried up there it's been up there for a little while. Sometimes I will just hang these in my pantry where it's darker, and I'll just hang them from the shelves in my pantry or in my cabinet for like peppermint and all. And some herbs I'll just hang up here. It just kind of depends where I feel like doing it. But most of the time, I think I've only used my dehydrator once, and that was to dry some spinach. But most of the time, I just prefer just to let my herbs hang, because I like the way it looks, I like the way they smell, and I have the room to let them hang. I can just let them hang, especially like in a pantry where there's not as much sunlight on some of them, and I don't really have to worry about dust collecting on them too much for that. And they'll dry out within a few days to a week usually. And it works well. And then I'll just put them in the containers. I have like my little spice rack right there. I will put sage in when it gets dry, and my rosemary goes there. And then I have some mason jars full of dried peppermint, or some extra glass jars that I have floating around for that. So that's pretty much how I dry my herbs. I know a lot of people use the dehydrator method or the oven method, which is fine. And I just use like some little yarn string that I've had. You can use baker's twine if you have some, but that's the way that I found it works out for me to dry my herbs that way. Very rarely do I actually use fresh herbs. I will sometimes when I'm cooking if I happen to go out there, but most of the time I just use them dry because it's easier for me to go out there and harvest a bunch when I need some, or when the plants are getting a little bit bigger. Go ahead and take them off, and then just bring them in, rinse them off, and go ahead and dry them up, so that way I'm sure to use them. Some of the basil I will probably keep fresh for tomorrow night, because we're planning on doing probably some homemade pizzas tomorrow, so I'll probably won't dry all of this basil that I picked today. I'll leave some fresh for tomorrow. But there's not a whole lot been happening here on Happy Home. We've just kind of taken it easy, and like I said, not just a whole lot going on right now. We're kind of in a slower season, but with that being said, though, we are getting ready to having that other backpacking trip coming up, so be sure, as always, I will post a video about that one. And if you haven't checked out our other hiking videos, I will link one right there for you to go check out, because it's a lot of fun and it's something that we really enjoy doing. And we've never been to this part before, so that'll be a fun adventure in and of itself. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now, y'all. And also, if y'all have a good sweet cracker, or like a good, sweet sourdough cracker, I don't really know how else to word it, but if y'all have a good recipe for that, make sure you leave it in the description box, and I will catch y'all later. Have a good one.